to do it again.
I missed a couple of minutes. Can this be edited? Can this be edited?
Say what?
Can this be edited?
It's got to be edited.
Hey, so Anthony asked me to answer some questions. The first one was, what did you want to be when you were a child?
Okay, what's that first question?
What did you want to be as a child?
Hi. I'm just gonna hold this damn thing because I cannot figure out how to prop this stupid thing. Anyways, to answer Anthony Rogers' questions.
What did I want to be when I was a child?
As a child.
6 questions from Anthony Rogers. Anthony asks, what did I want to be as a child?
What up, America? I'm supposed to answer these questions.
What did I want to be when I was a kid?
What did I want to be when I was a child?
What did I want to be when I was a kid? Growing up, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I had all kinds of animals, I loved animals and I wanted to be a vet.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a secret agent spy.
I wanted to be a soldier. I loved G.I. Joe.
I wanted to build satellites for NASA.
I always thought it would be nice to be a professional athlete when I was a child.
I wanted to be rich and famous.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be writer or novelist. I really loved to read a book, to write something message. So yeah, I think I read 10 to 20 books every month.
Question was what I wanted to be as a child. I wanted to be a musician.
I think when you're transgender, the only thing you ever dream about when you're a child is being a girl. When I was growing up and I was a little kid, that's all I ever wanted. I wanted to be a girl.
I wanted to be so good at something that I was interviewed one day in front of books, with maybe a globe nearby.
A professional wrestler at one point.
Why's that?
Because it was just, it was fun seeing it on TV, and you had your own little name you picked out and your theme song, and you're either a good guy or a bad guy.
What would you have been?
Probably a good guy then, but I don't know about that right now.
When I was a kid, I wanted to grow up to be a singer, and I'm definitely not that now. I've been a waitress, I've been a bartender, and now I get to live the super glamorous life of a stay-at-home mom.
I wanted to be a Power Ranger, but that was just too unrealistic.
I wanted to be a paleontologist because I was obsessed with dinosaurs and all that stuff. And yeah, I was the kid that walked into the what do you want to be career day and said I wanted to be a paleontologist. I blew a lot of people's minds that day.
I wanted to be a teacher or a psychiatrist.
Looking back at it, I never had a plan on what I wanted to be when I grew up as a child. I used to do everything and nothing at once, and I never really tried to master any one thing. I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a paramedic, I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be a game designer, I wanted to be a basketball player, I wanted to be a football player. I dabbled in everything, but I never really mastered nothing. I'm a jack of all trades, I guess you could say.
I wanted to travel the world, see everything I saw on TV, read in books. That's why I want to be a pilot. Yes.
First and foremost, I wanted to be a gymnast. After that, I really wanted to be a lawyer. I was good at arguing. Everyone in my life told me I was good at arguing, so I figured I could put that to good use. Become some type of a defense attorney.
What did I want to be as a child? A Ninja Turtle. I didn't become a Ninja Turtle, which I guess is a good thing. Other than that, I wanted to be a professional musician for the rest of my life, and so far so good.
Before I knew a little bit about stuff, when I was like 12, 13, I really wanted to become a rapper, and I blamed that on Eminem, because I listened to his ass constantly. But as I got a little older, I wanted to become a video game designer. I wanted to be involved in big name video games, Sony, Microsoft.
Grandpa always told me to find something that made me happy. So I did. I love food, love cooking food, love seeing people eat. It's my chosen profession. It does not make me happy. The corporate bull, the cutthroat industry, it's all corporate BS. It's just there to make money for the people above me.
When I was a little girl, I knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment business some way, somehow.
What did I want to be when I was a child? I wanted to be a golfer.
First of all, my crazy, whimsical child dream was to grow up and be a Disney princess, and my more logical thing that I wanted to grow up and be was a zoologist.
When I was a child, I really wanted to be a broadcaster. I would actually go into the bathroom, into other places in the house. I used a tape recorder. I would record fake news stories. I actually have some of those old cassette tapes from when I was a little kid, and we're talking mid-'80s. That's what I really wanted to do. I even called into radio shows and would get hung up on. And I actually became a radio show host eventually, but my point was that is what I wanted to do when I was growing up. That and acting.
What did I want to be when I was a child? I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a police officer, following my dad's footsteps and become a police officer.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cardiac surgeon. I made that decision in 3rd grade. And then in 4th grade, I decided that I wanted to be president. I actually wanted to be the first Black female president. I was pretty set on choosing one of those career paths. Cardiac surgeon kind of won out, and that was something that I wanted to do until I started high school.
As a child growing up, there was many things I wanted to do. Name a few: a firefighter, policeman, join the forces. Being a pilot was one of the #1 things I wanted to do as a child.
I just wanted to be successful. I didn't care what it was. It was either baseball, acting, music, anything really. I really didn't have a preference. I just wanted to be successful.
When I was a child, I wanted to be a mom. I also wanted to be an accountant like my father. So when I was a teenager, I wanted to get into the adult film industry.
When I was a child, I wanted to be an actress.
When I was a child, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a brain surgeon or a cardiovascular surgeon, to be exact.
A basketball player and a track runner, but my favorite thing I like to do was play basketball. I started out playing when I was little, playing community center basketball, and got my experience from that. I won a couple of trophies and things like that. I got certificates, best community center ball player at all part. And when I got to middle school, I played middle school and only had middle school basketball in 8th grade. And I had to wait. And then when I got to high school, I played varsity 2005, 2006 year. And I played AAU basketball when I was younger also. I've been in the boxing. 2009 Summer Raw runner-up, 757 Boxing Club in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm an athletic person also as well, that blended in, but never made it to college. But I reached my potential, and I know I'm still a good ball player even though I ain't make it professional.
I wanted to be a fighter pilot when I was a kid, but I did too many drugs, so I didn't make it into the Air Force, or even anywhere near it.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a lawyer.
I remember telling people for quite a while that I wanted to be a doctor. I don't really think I ever wanted to be a doctor.
I think when I was a child, I knew that doctors were something to be respected. It was a coveted title, and thought it made me, I don't know, a little more interesting to say that I was going to be a doctor when I grew up. Also told people that I wanted to be a Foley artist because I think I saw something on TV that showed how movies were made, and I thought it was really cool to be able to make sound effects for movies. The thing that I most wanted to be that I talked about the least was a performer, a singer, dancer. I wanted that so bad. I don't even think I knew that I wanted it so bad. I just used to enjoy it so much. Like I would put on Paula Abdul, put my Barbie camper van up on my dresser, and shine the little battery powered lights from the headlights on the camper van over to my bed. And I would stand up on my bed like it was a stage and sing and dance to Paula Abdul, the cassette. This was like the 80s, early 90s. I wanted to be Paula Abdul.
When I was a child, I wanted to be a marine biologist. I wanted to work with sea life and play in the ocean all day.
Growing up, I had always wanted to be an Air Force pilot.
I guess the earliest thing I can think of is like, wanting to be a fireman, wanting to go to space, of course, cowboys and Indians, stuff like that. When I got older, I wanted to be in the either acting or in movies. The earliest thing I could say was wanting to be in acting or something, simply just because like me, just like all those other kids, growing up and stuff like that, or a lot of us grew up in front of the TV instead of actually being paid attention to. So I guess like the first person that you see as a role model or something is obviously going to be an actor.
As a child, I wanted to be a nurse and take care of people. And I also wanted to be in the entertainment business, such as an actress or a singer. As a child, I don't know. Those were the things that I was interested in.
So I don't know if I wanted to be anything. I think I used to say architect because it sounded important. I kind of wanted to be a professional athlete, but then found out I was Jewish. As I got older, I wanted to be a guy that women were into.
Growing up, I always wanted to be an entertainer. It didn't matter what type of entertainer I became. I always loved filmmaking, but I always put it on the back burner because I never thought that, where I grew up in a small area, you know what I'm saying, it's like everybody was big on sports, so all I wanted to do was like play sports. So as I kept trying to play sports and stuff like that, I kept putting filmmaking and doing plays behind because it made you look kind of soft, So when I'm from, everybody got to go hard. You got to go hard or go home. But it always lingered to me that I wanted to stay going back to doing plays. So it all started when I was doing a play and I was in kindergarten, and that play changed my life. So entertainment, acting, and filmmaking, and just directing, man, is something I always wanted to do.
When I was 6 years old, I saw Jurassic Park in the theater, and I was bitten by the movie bug, and I wanted to be a movie director. So that's what I wanted to be since I was a little kid. That's pretty much the only thing I've ever wanted to do. I was a Jurassic Park and a Spielberg kid, a Star Wars kid too, and that's all I've ever wanted to do.
I wanted to be a writer, particularly of children's books, and a psychologist or a therapist.
When I was a child, people told me I was good at arguing. And so I wanted to be a litigator. I'm still not quite sure what that is. I guess it's a person in government who argues. But to me, that represents everyone in government. So.
A lot of things. Let's see, an astronaut. Didn't happen. A ballerina for like 2 days or something. I'm not a good dancer. I wanted to be an architect for a while. I did not become an architect. And a circus performer. I used to put on these mock circuses when I was a kid. Didn't happen. Oh, when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a doctor until I watched a video of an autopsy and noticed that they take the human brain and they slice it like a bagel. No. Yeah, that was the end of that for me.
what you want to be as a kid? I wanted to be a professional soccer player.
I used to dream of being a singer when I was a child. I used to enjoy dreaming.
What did you want to be when you were a child?
A child.
That's the answer. I guess if you really want to get into it, I wanted to be an actor because I was in Hollywood, and my mom was trying to buy us fancy clothes and get pictures taken. Well, I'm not an actor. Wait, yeah, I am. Next question. You have to like stop after everyone.
As I was walking that ribbon highway, I saw it lit, that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was waiting for me.
This is question 2. It was about am I what I wanted to be as a child?
Are you what you wanted to be as a child?
Question number 2. Are you what you wanted to be as a child?
I gotta put my glasses on for this one.
Am I what I wanted to be when I was a child?
Fuck no.
I am not a professional athlete. I work in a fucking dead-end warehouse job.
I am not currently a secret agent.
Kind of yes, kind of no. Because I became a porn star, but I'm still writing a column for Japanese magazine, Japanese newspaper. And this year, I'm so exciting my project because my biography will come out.
Am I that now? I think it's safe to say yes.
Yes, I became a soldier, spent 8 years in the army, went to fucking war, and got out, and didn't want to be a soldier no more.
No, I was not. As a child, I idolized my father. He did his own thing. Electrician, went to Olin, Bryson Copper. I don't think it really fucking matters or anything, but when I was younger, I always wanted to be like him because I never saw him more than just on weekends and whatnot, or whatever. My mom and dad would, broken family, split family every weekend, all that kind of bullshit. It doesn't really matter. But I never saw myself totally what I wanted to be. Because even growing up in high school, and they would say, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? I didn't have an answer. I was too busy partying with my friends that were older than me, skipping school, getting high, listening to music, and having a good time. So I guess the best way of putting this particular question into order is no. And what I want to be now, at the same time, is still up in the air. Because as I got older, I realized that I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, own a business. Particularly, I always wanted to open up my own bar. In the past 6-7 years of my life, that's kind of been my thing. But in that process, I've never got around to doing that. I dabbled in the bar industry. I went ahead and got a life insurance license a year ago because I thought, hey, if I can get a life insurance license, I can help people. And, well, all the promises in the world from the company that you work for, and then all of a sudden you find out it's fucking garbage. So, therefore, I'm not using it, but I spent $500 to get it. It's like people that spend 3 to 5 years in college to get a degree and they never get the job they want that they got a degree in so they can be a professional. And I just went and got a bunch of certificates and, well, I have a CertSafe, bartending license, or certified bartender, whatever, I don't know. They gave me a nice like diploma or some shit, and it helped. At the same time, it didn't really do me any good. And then also, like, I have a life insurance license, so, you know, I got all this shit, but I don't use any of it because I can't. I don't have a place for it. So, no, I never really could figure out what I was going to be. And in the end, it's nothing. It's just, you gotta find a niche and hopefully it works into your life to where you can be stable, make money, and get by. You know, say nothing's handed to you. You gotta work for it. And even when you fall into money, it goes so fast, and all the people that you had around you disappear just as fast as the money goes.
I'm almost the polar opposite of what I wanted to be when I was a kid, but at the same time, I'm almost the human equivalent. So, go figure.
No, I am not that. I got married and I had a baby, and now I'm a homemaker.
I have tried a little bit of everything. I currently play semi-pro football, so I guess you could say I made it as a football player. I did go to school for a little bit to be a paramedic, but it just wasn't for me before I switched my major.
I live in Peru, where there is not a comic book industry, there is not a film industry, but I have had experience as assistant director. I have taught at the university how to direct actors, and I can make comic books, even though I do not make them for a living. In fact, after getting my PhD in history of art, I intend to devote time to make comics and movies.
Yeah, and now I'm 51 and I did 32 movies. So I fulfilled my dream. I actually turned into this, what I always wanted to do, making movies. And stick with the plan, very disciplined, very hardworking. And here, I'm in Germany, in my house here in Germany. Look, it's here. In the name of the king, the big banner from Fox. So it's my bigger office here. It's actually bigger as the house in Germany as my house in Vancouver. Yeah, so I'm very happy that I could finally make professional movies. And it's an interesting wave of in the career also, if you think about it, you know, like making movies with like German Fried Movie with nothing, 50, 60,000 bucks, and then turning into massive movies. Like In the Name of the King for 60 million, House of the Dead 10 million, Blood Rain 30 million, Alone in the Dark so 25 million, Far Cry 25 million. Yeah, so I did it all, and then the budgets went back down. Rampage 3, few 100,000. That is the world we're living in.
No, and thank God, because I wanted to be a professional wrestler.
No, I am not what I wanted to be when I was a child. I am now a stay-at-home mom.
I guess I'm a girl. Even though I'll never be a biological girl, I'm as close as I can get.
Are you that now? Regrettably, I'm not. I've tried many things to help achieve becoming a pilot, but financial restrictions has played an important part in preventing me from doing that. So unfortunately, no, I'm not a pilot.
I did not become an architect.
Nope, not at all. I still play video games, but I ended up working for FedEx, which isn't bad, but it's not on the level I thought I would be. That's where I'm on my way to now.
Well, sorry, Mom and Dad. Didn't pick the logical route. And yes, I would say mostly I am a Disney princess.
No, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids, or gonna be 4 kids, because basically my income would only pay for childcare, so it makes sense.
Yeah, actually I am. I'm a mom of 3. I went to school for accounting and worked at a CPA firm for about 10 years. And I was in the adult film industry for several years of my life. I actually now do taxes for a lot of the people in the adult film industry, so that's pretty cool too.
I have no desire to be a teacher anymore, as I did when I was a little girl, but I would say that I am who I wanted to be as a teenager. I am slowly but surely, getting into the entertainment business.
No, I'm not. But I still love the game of sport. I have passion for it. I go to the community center and play when I'm not working on weekends. And also, now I work at Central OBC Hospital. I've been there for 13 years. And I still know how to play basketball also. And I'm a movie actor now. And I found my passion in acting. And I'm going to pursue this career as long as I can and do the very best I can.
Nope. Never went to school. Never went to college. Couldn't afford it. So I never became a police officer.
I am not what I wanted to be growing up as a child. I am an adult film star, or pornographic actor to be exact. I am very pleased with my current profession.
At the age of 18, I had joined the military and made an 8-year career out of it, but I never successfully became an Air Force pilot.
Yes and no. I wanted to be a bunch of things, so no, I didn't become a doctor. No, I didn't become a Foley artist, and I don't work on movie sets at all. I wanted to be a performer, and I'm not like a Britney Spears or anything like that. But I actually have done some singing and been on some songs for local artists in my city, which is kind of cool and it's something that I enjoy doing. It's not something that I do full time. It's not something that I make, much money off of. Hardly anything, to be honest, but it's fun. I enjoy doing it, so.
I don't determine. I have success. My success is happiness within myself. It sounds hella corny, but it's true. I'm happy. So.
Did I become a golfer? No. I became a chef, which is even better because my short game sucks.
And I would say that I'm sort of an actress now, but more a comedian, content creator, but still, I'm always acting, always on. Like right now, I'm on.
I am not on the path to either of those right now.
I eventually accomplished every single one of those goals and actually became exactly what I wanted to be.
No, I'm far from it. Because as a child, I just like dinosaurs, but when you see all that you had to do for it, it was a lot of work and wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, but I still got love for the dinosaurs though.
I am not a lawyer. I'm most certainly not a gymnast. There are quite a few things that probably could have gone differently in my life to reach those goals that I once had, but everything happens for a reason. I enjoy arguing still in my personal life, but without a doubt I can say I'm far too sensitive of a person, get way too worked up about a lot of things to be in a courtroom day in and day out as a lawyer.
Am I a veterinarian today? No, I'm not a veterinarian today. I am actually a realtor and a musician. I write music, play music, and I sell houses and do all that stuff as well.
I did some extra work in a couple different movies. One with Tobey Maguire called Ride with the Devil. And then another small budget one. I think it was small budget, but it was a made-for-TV movie called Defiance. I used to do a lot of Civil War reenacting, and as far as musician, I still do music and stuff like that, but not anymore. Really, I basically am just a father of 3 that struggles to do anything nowadays. See, there's one of them right there, and he's trying to turn on this light that's right behind me. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it on though, because I know it's bad for the video, but he's gonna keep on doing it. What's up, buddy? That's Morgan. Everybody say hi to Morgan. All right, so I guess, and yeah, I did volunteer firefighter for a while. So I guess I couldn't say I became it, but I dabbled in it. So.
Are you what you wanted to be as a child? Yes, I am. I still really enjoy dreaming of being a singer.
Yes, I am that now. Not exactly the full-on Spielberg dream, but I do make movies and I do make a living making short documentaries and working as a local filmmaker for hire. So, yep.
Yeah, I think, women like me, and sometimes I don't even have to pay them. So it's working out. I'm a musician currently. I guess that's more what you're asking. And yeah, I like to be a musician. So I don't know. I don't really sort of think of my life in terms of goals like everybody else. My mom used to tell me that I needed goals, but I never really set them for myself.
No, not currently. I have done some professional writing and have been a therapist in a number of ways, but no, now I just work at a craft store.
Absolutely not.
I am definitely not what I wanted to be from when I was a child.
Number two, that I become that? No, I did not become a professional soccer player.
I don't feel like I am exactly where I want to be. I feel like I'm on the mediocre side of it.
So no, I did. To answer the second question, I'm not happy, and that's what I wanted to be when I grew up.
The fuck you think?
Long story short, I'm not very good with the old camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this right.
Question number 3. Do you believe in the American dream?
Do I believe in the American dream?
Do I believe in the American dream?
American dream.
American dream.
Do I believe in the American dream?
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 American dream.
Do I believe in the American dream?
Do I believe in the American dream?
American dream.
Do I believe in the American dream?
The American dream.
The American dream.
Do you believe in the American dream? All I can do is laugh at that.
I would like to say that I believe in the American dream. Work hard, earn what you're supposed to have. But I work hard, and I still got shit.
I believe the American dream still does exist. I lived out of the country for a while, and there's a lot of people wanting to come here, so they believe it exists. So yeah, I think it does.
I do believe that the American dream is real, and then that there are limitations to it, though. Like, the American dream is not based on me starting over anywhere in America, making a good life, making money for myself. But the American dream is me finding my own piece of happiness in what I'm doing. And honestly, I think that would be the dream for anyone.
I don't know. I'm still learning about America, so I will figure out what can I do here. Then I will think about it. I can believe American dream or no.
The American dream, a pair of Ray-Bans that fit your face, a hat that you buy, a credit card that you owe money on, your life in a fucking tampon. Do I believe in the American goddamn dream? Well, yes, I do. I believe in bankruptcy. I believe in not voting. I believe in bullshit. I believe in brainwashing. And I believe in my goddamn self.
No, I don't believe in the American dream, especially in this political climate.
No, the American dream is bullshit. It is, you're born with a social security number, which is a contract. You're in debt when you're born. And the American dream is, what, a wife, a kid, a couple kids, car, dog, all that shit. It's consumerism, man. You gotta work, you gotta earn, you gotta pay more taxes. It's bullshit.
I think that it's possible. I don't really know what the American dream is per se. If there's just one, if it's yours, I think that anything's possible that you put your mind to and that you want to accomplish. You can do it. Just never give up. So I do think it's possible.
You own your own business, you have your own property, you grow your own crops. I mean, pretty much you are independent of the government, you're independent of working for someone, and you are at the level of financial freedom if you do it right. So I would have to say, yeah, I do believe in the American dream.
No, I don't believe in the American dream.
I don't like the whole idea of the American dream because it doesn't work out in favor of a lot of people, and some people become millionaires off of it. I mean, I've had dreams of being, the American dream, making money, lots of money, being completely successful, happy, not having to worry about anything at all, and yet I always seem to be digging myself 2 feet out of the 6-foot hole that I've already dug, and it just seems to stay at the same filtered point.
What the fuck is the American dream, really?
I think the American dream is a facade.
So, I guess my interpretation of the American dream is that you have a nuclear family and you have a house in the suburbs. So, do I believe in it in the sense that it's attainable? Yes. Do I believe in it in the sense that I'm going to achieve it? No.
The American dream, as far as I understand it, is like growing up, going to school, not necessarily going to school after high school, but getting a decent job where you could get married and have a family, move out to the suburbs and get your own home and maybe start your own business, live a decent life. And I feel like I think that's the American dream as I understand it. I feel like it's outdated. Not everybody wants that anymore, that implies that everybody wants to get married and have kids, and we are increasingly seeing people not want that anymore.
I believe in the American dream.
If you have the idea of the original American dream, as far as like get yourself a home, have a family, live freely, be able to do what you want to do on your land, as long as you're not imposing on anybody else's liberties or safety or anything like that, then yeah, I believe that.
Of course I do. I believe in the American dream. Because you know why? Because people got to find what they're best at and their ability. Some people, American dream come faster than others. But you got to believe in God, trust in Him, and He'll make a way for you to find that American dream. There's nobody else but Him to do that.
Yeah, I do believe in the American dream. I guess I would have to, since I technically epitomize it by existing.
There can be rags to riches stories, but I don't think that it's based entirely on merit or hard work. I think there's also a good amount of luck involved and circumstance. So it can exist, but buying into it is risky.
No, not anymore. I don't believe the American dream exists anymore. I feel like the deck is stacked against a lot of people.
Yes, I do believe in the American dream because the American dream is a beautiful way of describing how the Americans actually live.
Yes, I do believe in the American dream. I believe that you can do anything that you put your mind to. If you put enough work in, you can accomplish anything, but it's all about the sacrifice, what it is you're willing to give up, and if you're willing to give up, everything for what it is that you want. So yeah, I believe in the American dream.
The American dream was based on the Declaration of Independence, which stated that all men are created equal, that we are all granted the opportunity for life, liberty, happiness, that all men with hard work should be able to get richer. Now, we aren't doing that. The poor are getting poorer no matter how hard they work. and the rich are getting richer for doing nothing most of the time, let's be honest. And I just don't think it's fair. People come to this country looking for something better in life, to make something of themselves that they didn't have the opportunity to do from wherever they came from. And I think the American dream is failing those people.
Yes, I believe every citizen of the United States deserves to have the equal opportunity to have success and prosper if they work hard enough and want something badly enough.
Well, if you're talking about the original American dream, popularized in pre-World War II, right around that time, with the kids and the family and the picket fence, all that stuff, I don't believe in that. But I do believe in the new American dream, which is to be more inclusive and like sort of celebrate all the different cultures that make up America and grow, change, progress. I believe in that dream, and I think that's what's going on in society right now, the undercurrent anyway, not the powers that be.
Sure, why not? I mean, look at me.
I believe in an American dream, not necessarily the American dream, because honestly, I couldn't tell you what the American dream is anymore. Society and greed has changed that over the years.
When you get sad and depressed and frustrated in your pursuit of the American dream, what it is, it's called mind trash. You just have to take it to the dumpster and fill your heart with joy. Put joy in your head, and you'll keep a positive outlook and keep your confidence.
I believe it to an extent, I guess, but not. I don't think everybody's equal. I believe in God's eyes, I guess, everyone's equal, but in the government's eyes and employers' eyes, it's not equal.
Well, to be honest, I think the American dream is a little bit superficial, because the American dream is what I believe, up to each individual's own perspective of what they feel their American dream is.
Do I believe in the American dream? Shit, man, I own a Prius.
Growing up, my grandparents told me you work hard, you get what you need in life. You end up with more than you need, 40-hour week. Your wife could stay home, make sure your kids are raised right. And now it's not like that. The American dream now is the next iPhone that's coming out, the next video game that's launching. It's all about consumerism. It's all about making that next guy above you more money. It has nothing to do with a dream. I can work 40 hours a week and barely get by. I see people on welfare every day filling buggies full of food, 2 or 3 buggies at a Walmart, and here I am with my damn loaf of bread and my package of bologna and stuff for the kids for school the next day, and I'm officially broke. I'm pulling odd jobs in a 40-hour work week just to scrape by. So no, the American dream is a myth. It isn't just a dream. From my point of view, the American dream is an American nightmare.
Do I believe in the American dream? Goddamn right I believe in the American dream. I believe if you work hard, you get what you want. If you're white. But if you black, you ain't getting shit, because this is a racist motherfucking country and not all of us are free. And I know that's not really funny, but it's true. So, do I believe in the American dream? Fuck yes I do, but I'm white.
I'm living the American dream. I'm almost 30, working on my master's degree. I have 2 kids, married, have a house, a dog. I think that's what a lot of people are looking for when they use the term the American dream.
I do believe in the idea of the American dream. I believe that everybody should have equal access and equal opportunity to become great, regardless of race and profession and geographic location to where you grew up. But unfortunately, more people have disadvantages than others. But the American dream is a great idea.
I believe over time, the American dream has become a lot harder for the average person to achieve. But I believe with enough strong work, dedication, you and anybody can become who they want to be.
I think everybody has their own
version of the American dream. It's my American dream is to be left alone to do whatever I want.
I believe Americans are dreaming, and that 90% of us don't know who our congressman is, and Congress makes the laws. We're fucked.
To a point, it's largely dead. But I mean, if you come from money, anything's possible.
Things are changing. Times are changing. The American dream from about 3-4 decades ago was to have a wife, a stay-at-home wife that cooks dinner, cooks meals, do the laundry, take care of the kids.
I'm Canadian, so I'll just speak as a non-American and just my opinion on the subject of the American dream, but I personally think that the American dream is something for people who were not born in America to seek, you know, safety, comfort, you know, not having to struggle every day. I do believe in that.
The American dream, I believe it is actually like something that all Americans strive to be, but we really don't know what it is. It's just the money. It's like we're a bunch of little ants working for the queen ant, king ant.
No, I don't think so, because there's such a uneven distribution of wealth and power, and you know, the American dream would have to be available to all of us, and it's not.
I do, but I think it's getting harder and harder to accomplish the American dream.
Yeah, absolutely. You just gotta work hard enough to get it.
The American dream is basically what you make it, what your own aspirations are in life, where you plan on going.
A lot of people would say the American dream means making it, becoming rich and famous, and having all that you could ever want. Others just think the American dream is being happy with what you do. So it just depends on your definition.
The American dream is basically that idea that yes, you can. Like, yes, you can do whatever you want and be free and blah, blah, blah. As we know, money rules. And so basically the American dream for most of the people will fall short and will never happen. But there are in America more people turning into millionaires and billionaires as in any other country in the world without like just getting it from the parents. So that is a very good thing in US, that entrepreneurship and like people, they want to work and they want to work to climb the way up, have better chances also without, for example, a university diploma or whatever, to just be entrepreneurish and moving up the ranks in a company. I think America is a little more open to this, as for example in Germany, when here in Germany you don't have the university diploma to be like an economist, for example. You don't move up to a management company, management in a big bank or something without having all that university background. And so the American dream is not dead, and it's not so big as the people want to market it and want to show it, but it's definitely there. And it's a little hope, even for the people on social welfare, working 2 jobs. That kind of lottery jackpot situation is still in everybody's dream. And I think it's not bad that it's in everybody's dream, but we shouldn't mix it up with being a disillusional, crazy person who has no fucking chance to turn into everything.
I believe in the American dream. If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. You just have to want it bad enough. And no sacrifice is too great to make that dream come to fruition.
I'm living the American dream. They say that the American dream consists of you can do anything you want to do, and the opportunity is there if you want it, and you can make your life what you want, and you don't have a lot of limitations.
As a British citizen, I think it's hard not to believe in the American dream. The American dream is what everybody wants to work for. You know, they want to get all their dreams and their happiness and their wishes to come true. So I believe in the American dream, and always will believe in the American dream. I will always work to get my American dream.
I do and I don't believe in the American dream. I feel like if you're privileged enough to be able to make that happen, that you can achieve your dream. However, our system is kind of designed to hold the people who are already low income to keep them down.
Fuck the American dream. We're brainwashed idiots and we're all gonna die. So, be yourself, be happy, quit being a fucking pussy. Peace out.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf waters. This land was made for me.
What's the next question?
Do you believe in God?
Another loaded question. Who's God? What God? Is there a God? Do I believe in God? Am I God?
To answer your fourth question, do I believe in God?
Do I believe in God?
Okay, do I believe in God?
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 God.
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 Do I believe in God?
So this question, do I believe in God? Of course I believe in God. How depressing to be an atheist. I mean, even if God is a bust, who the fuck cares? You're dead. You know what I mean? But yeah, I totally believe in God. God gave us weed, bro.
I do not believe in God. Not with all the shit that's going on these days. There's no way someone up there, is letting all this shit happen.
Yes, I do believe in God. At this age, at 34 years old, I'm not sure if I believe in God. I come from a Muslim background, and even though I'm not on my deen, I still have Islam and Allah at heart. But I'm at the stage in my life where I'm seeking out the truth, and it's just like, it seems to me like everything is just so programmed, everything is designed to control us. So it makes me question religion, but it does not make me question God.
Do you believe in God? Absolutely not.
I don't believe in God. I'm not sure that I ever believed in God. I remember being in temple and questioning everything that they were trying to tell me, and they would send me to the office to be by myself. So I don't know if that gave me I don't know. I think that whatever is actually happening is well beyond what anybody's thought of. I mean, if you look throughout the history of humanity, if there's one thing you can count on, is that humanity's wrong. We're always wrong. And then we become, more right with time.
No, I don't believe in God. Not in the. I mean, I'm not discarding the small possibility that there might be a energy or a being in the universe that we humans don't understand. We are not evolved enough to comprehend. But no, I don't think in the traditional sense that there's an all-powerful, all-knowing being, self-aware being out there that has any type of input in our lives. I don't believe in God in that sense.
I do and I don't. I believe in a higher power, but honestly, I don't know if he really exists. Like, I would take science for a fact because you can prove science time and time again through experiments and everything. then I would take science over the Bible. Like, there's a higher power somewhere out there. There may be another intelligent species that's smarter than us that we consider gods, but until I see it for myself, I guess no.
I think I don't believe God. Because I'm Japanese. Japanese people still have religions, but we don't believe not so much. But some point believe God for just for good luck.
Do I believe in God? Which God? Nah, I believe in that. I believe in the energy of spirituality and the human soul, but I don't believe in any written word by man about something that doesn't exist, imagination and shit. Jesus has the same birthday as all these Egyptian gods and all this other shit. It's all control. It's control and fucking control through fear.
Do you believe in God? Yes. Spinoza's God. I'm a pantheist.
No, I do not believe in God. I believe in science.
Yes, I do believe in God. I believe he's a person that we can know. And I believe that the only way to know him is through his son, Jesus Christ. And I believe this because, first, it's what I was raised up in, a Christian family. But I found this for myself to be true. Also, when Jesus Christ spent his days on earth, he would say that I and the Father are one. He would say that I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes to the Father but by me, and that's God. And I feel like all his claims were solidified when he resurrected, and that's why I believe.
We don't necessarily know for a fact that there is a God.
No, I don't believe in God. I think that there's this biblical idea of God who is an all-powerful, all-loving, and all-knowing entity that sent their son down to die for our sins, and they created us, and I think that none of that's true. There's an experience that a lot of people have, and sometimes it's through prayer or meditation or any form of worship where you just feel something bigger than yourself. And that is an experience, and it's really beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling, and it's really hard to explain. But when that is happening, to some people, that's God. And I don't think so, but I know what they're talking about, so I'm not gonna discredit, and no one knows. No one knows. It's really a pointless conversation because we won't know until we die. So, if you think that's God, that's fine. If your fundamental principles are to be good to each other and celebrate life and help each other out, if the idea of God moves along that message, then okay, just let people believe what they believe.
God, in other terminologies and other beliefs, could be called Source, Buddha, different things. But I do believe in God. I do believe that there is a higher consciousness, there's a higher being, higher intelligence.
There's no actual proof that there is not a God. And I believe that if he is out there, or she, or whatever it is, the galactic cosmos of a gaseous form or whatever, it is probably looking at us more as like a science experiment than it is by the Catholic, or the way that the Catholicism is viewed, or in Christianity is viewed God, or any religion really. I don't believe that Neil deGrasse Tyson actually said something that was really important to this. It's if there is a God, that he can't be all powerful or all loving, because if he was, there wouldn't be so much stuff happening in this world if so. So I can't say that there is a God, but I can't say that there isn't. So
Never matter. Yes, I do. I don't necessarily believe in religion per se because I feel like it's all convoluted and manipulated, and it changes all the time and it's confusing. I think that to definitely believe in God is important though. I do believe in God, yes.
I am agnostic. I have been my whole life as far as I know.
Do I believe in God? No. Not really. Atheist, agnostic, science guy.
No, I don't. And I'm okay with that. And actually, I consider myself to be an agnostic atheist because agnosticism and Gnosticism go to what you know, and atheism and theism go to what you believe. Well, nobody knows anything for sure, so actually, we're all a bunch of agnostics. I don't care how much faith you profess, you really don't know. Faith is only necessary when you have no evidence to back up how you're feeling. So you have to rely on faith. And as far as God is concerned, the burden of proof has not been met by any religion, any faith, that there is a higher power. It just hasn't happened. And until it does, I'm not going to believe in God. And I don't even know if I would trust my own evidence if it were anecdotal evidence. What does that really mean? Can it be recreated in a lab? Probably not. Not to mention that the Earth is 4.6 billion years old, and our species has maybe been around for 100,000 years of that time, so not very long at all. I think that we are an egotistical species that really want to matter in the grander scheme a lot more than we actually do. I think we're pretty insignificant, and that's okay with me. And let's see. Oh, also, I do not believe that Jesus Christ ever even existed as a man. There's a huge chunk of time missing from history about Jesus. He didn't have any critics at the time, which is odd. I mean, you would think there were some merchants that were pissed off because he, flipped over the tables with all their merchandise and kicked him out of the temple. None of those guys were talking. Beyond that, the oldest gospel was written 90 years after his alleged crucifixion. Why wasn't there any current history of Jesus? Ooh, gee, maybe because he's a fictitious character created to help create a religion. It's just stupid. There's also multiple messiahs before Jesus in older religions that performed a lot of the same miracles. They even ripped off Dionysus and, who turned water into wine. That's a good example of that. So, yeah, the entire Christian faith and really all man-made religions are just patchwork plagiarism of older religions. It's quite pathetic.
Do I believe in God? Let me put it this way. There is a powerful force in the universe, and it's not me.
I do believe in God. I believe God created this world, created us, and we all have a purpose in this life. And I believe that He sent His Son Jesus to die on the cross so that we could be saved.
No, I don't believe in God. I didn't get into a fight with Him or anything. I just kind of stopped believing in God around maybe the same time I realized that Santa Claus wasn't real. So, yeah, not big into God.
I can't believe in God. I just can't. I can't see a being that's all powerful and loving and this and that, allowing some of the things that happen to happen. I don't understand that.
Yes, I do believe in God, and God does believe in me.
No, I do not. I think it's absolutely a ridiculous concept. I think everybody who's religious thinks that their God is real, and everybody else's God is fake. And everybody else thinks their God is real, and the other people's gods are fake. I do not think there's an invisible man up in the sky that cares about what I do, that watches down on me or affects my decision-making process, or, I mean, religion is based on believe in my God, my way, or you're going to hell. And that's just a preposterous concept to me.
Yes, I believe in God. We have to believe in something these days.
I absolutely don't believe in God. That could be the end of the question, but the point, there are various points. There are a lot of things, what Jesus said, or Jesus maybe never existed, but what he said is very morally right, like try to love your enemies, etc., etc. And he preached for, I mean, that is the only thing from all religions what I think is a positive thing, is a lot of things what Jesus said was very, very positive. For the world, and if people would live like he would live, they would have like way less wars and problems and so on, and that is of course would be a very good thing. And but I don't believe that there was a God created the universe or created the earth or anything. That I don't believe in Adam and Eve. I don't believe in any miracles or wonders. I believe in natural science, facts, and experience, creating the knowledge we're living in. And I think also that religion and churches are a lot of abusive reasons for wars, brainwashing bullshit, and they shouldn't be allowed. They shouldn't be taught in schools in a way. I think if you are religious, be it as a total private person, away from everybody else, because you are a danger. So it's like really look at all the crises, the things with the Islam and Muslims and so on. It's just like really crazy, and there's no real indication, no ever any evidence or proof of a God. So it's just like total human made up, and of course everything, the Quran and all that stuff is written by humans for humans, as everything else is created by humans. For humans, or for profit reasons, or for control reasons, or power reasons. So we should be behind it. When I did post also, I wrote to everybody, it's no races, no religion, no nations. That is how the world should function, especially in times of global warming and other disastrous things. We have to figure out what to do about the future, or the earth goes under.
I don't believe in God the way that the majority of people do. I believe that we are all God, and that we're connected to everything. We're all one consciousness. But I believe really God is love. So however you interpret God, Allah, whatever name you want to use for God, it all boils down to love.
Hell yeah, God's as real as it gets. There's definitely a creator or something, I don't know.
I think it's hard for anybody to say that they don't believe in God. Everything in the Bible teaches you about who He is, what He does for us, and what we do to look up to Him and follow Him. I've always struggled to find my spiritual connection to God, but I do believe in Him. I'm just very optimistic with all the struggles that we've gone through in our lives. Why doesn't God fix this? Why does God let children die of cancer? It's an endless debate, but I do believe in God.
I believe in God. No.
Do you believe in God? No. Growing up, I think that I did because I went to church with my parents, and that was something that was just a normal household topic, a belief in God, a strong religious following in my whole entire family. But as an adult now, I still believe that some higher power, some power of creation put us here, because there's no way that we're just here because of science. There's just no way. There's got to be some other reason, some other power that put us here.
I definitely believe in God. I definitely believe that there is a higher power. you know, it has to be, in my opinion, it has to be something, you know, on a higher level than us humans. I just don't believe that we are here and it has to be something bigger than us, you know, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if it's, you know, some people say he, some people say she, some people say the woman is God, some people say, you know, the woman came from the rib of the man. You know, all I know is that there has to be some type of higher entity than us humans on this earth. Yes, I do believe in God.
Yes, I believe in God because He wakes me every day to see another day. He keeps me healthy and strong, and He's the one that guides me along the way when I'm up and down, and He's given me the strength to push forward through hard times in life, and He made me learn from my mistakes, from my past, and of course I believe it's in the Bible, so you go by the word. Everything in the Bible says it's coming true.
Yeah, absolutely. God has given me everything that I have, and He tests me every day so I can keep what I have. And if I fail the test, I lose it. So, yeah, absolutely, I believe in God. The miracles that happen every day, to good and bad people. Yeah, there's bad stuff that happens, but that's God's test to prove to Him that you deserve what you have, and if you don't, it gets taken away.
Short answer, I do not believe in God. Well, kinda. I believe in a higher being. I'm kind of a skeptic in the sense of I need to see something as proof. I'm young, so maybe I'll see something in the future that'll be like, enlighten me, but until then, no.
I do believe in God. Over time, I have believed that God had created evolution and allowed time to pass so that we may become who we are today.
No, I do not believe in God. No. I think it's ridiculous that in this day and age there are still people out there that believe in God. And that's just my opinion, and I know that will offend some people, but I think it's ridiculous. I feel like it's a crutch. It's just something to cling to. No. Honestly, I think that the idea does more damage than it does good in this world. And I really just don't think if there was a God, as the Bible describes, that there would be so many horrible things going on in the world. I had to listen to my grandmother recently in tears on the phone just because she didn't understand why God had given her cancer, why God, what she had done wrong in her life to be experiencing the pain that she's going through now on a daily basis. And that, it made me a little bit sad, of course, but it also made me angry. And I don't usually say something to people when they talk about their beliefs, but I did this time. I said, Nan, you're a good person. How can you believe that you did anything to deserve this? It's ridiculous. Why would a God do this to you? You've done nothing wrong in your life. So the older I get, the less I believe in God. There's too many terrible things going on in the world. There's too much scientific evidence. I mean, God, no. I can't even explain why. I can't even explain all the reasons why. No. The answer is no.
Third question, do you believe in God? I believe there's a higher power. I don't believe it's one certain religion, but I believe there is a higher power. So I guess you could say I do believe in God. In my eyes, yeah.
Yes, I believe there is a spirit out there in the world or in this fucking atmosphere or whatever the fuck we live in. Who knows? But yeah, I pray. We got to pray just to make it today. Oh, you fucking broke dick motherfucker. Yeah, that's God. God is a big black woman in the sky, and the devil is a white man.
I believe in a higher power, something bigger than me. There has to be something out there. This universe is way too gigantic for this planet to be here on a happen chance. Just happens to be here, full of life, full of people. There's just too much going on. As far as the Christianity beliefs and a lot of the other ones, that he's a merciful and kind God, I don't believe that at all. Like, there's too much suffering. There's too many people out here that have way more than they need, and they thrive and get more off the suffering of everyone else for there to be the God that everyone claims to believe in to be out there. So yes, I believe in a higher power, but not God per se, as in religious texts. No.
God. Do I believe in God? I believe in love. I believe in a higher power and that we're all connected. I believe that the universe is just a manifestation of itself over and over and over again. I don't believe that there's a man up there judging us, being like, nope, you got fingered at 14, you're going to hell. No, I don't believe in that, but I do believe in a universal love.
So I don't believe in God in the way that any traditional religion portrays the deity. I think that I'm pretty spiritual, but I think kind of that we're all a little piece of God and God's all kind of a little piece of us, and we're all connected, and there's not really just one ultimate being. We are all kind of part of that Godhead.
I do believe in God, but I tend to be a little agnostic. I ask questions, and I feel like it's okay to ask those questions because even Jesus on the cross asked his Father, why have you forsaken me? If he's good enough to ask questions, I'm good enough to ask questions. That doesn't mean that I always get the answers I'm looking for, but I do believe in God.
I believe in God. As far as religion goes, I don't really follow any religion, but I do believe that there's a God. There's something bigger than us that made us, put us here on the planet for a reason, for some purpose, and I believe it's up to us to figure out what it is. We all have that freedom of choice to decide, and it's all about every little decision that we make. It adds up to something bigger.
No, I don't. I know it's kind of a touchy subject for a lot of people, but I'd like to believe that if there really is a God, that he wouldn't allow babies and children to be raped and murdered, and to have Muslim women have acid thrown on their faces because heaven forbid they show their ankle. I also would like to think that any loving God wouldn't let there be any holy jihads in their name. So, no, I don't believe in God.
I grew up in a family full of atheists on one side and Christians on the other. My father was a devout atheist until the age of 50 before he found God all of a sudden, which kind of threw me into a fucking whirlpool of what the fuck, why? Because it didn't make sense to me. His mother and father are Christian, believe it very much. On my mom's side, they're all basically, I would say, maybe agnostic, mostly atheist. They don't believe in anything. Never really talked religion with them, ever. That side of the family was really weird. They kind of like to take pictures of dead people in coffins when they were family members. I refused to let them do that to my mother when she was dead because I thought it was fucking wrong, but I didn't understand the logic behind it. Me believing in God is, best put it as no. I believe every man is for themselves. You make your life is what it's going to be. Reason being is that You have one life to live. You don't know what's going to happen when you die. And as soon as you are born, the clock starts ticking until you do die. If you don't like that, sorry, but that's the truth in the matter. Sure, you might have a soul. I don't know. It might go somewhere. But if you witnessed some of the shit that I have, then you question that as well. So, long story short, if I don't believe in God and you do, that's fine, completely. I mean, I understand. Having a belief is good for some, others, no. I grew up as a devout atheist because of how I was brought up. And nothing has changed my mind. Facts, reading books, getting into religion a little bit and reading about it, the discrepancies, documentaries. Religion is bullshit to me. I believe in people. I believe that there's human spirit. Other than that, though, nothing. I don't see an afterlife. And if there is one, if there is a God, and I go up first, he's going to kick me to hell. And you know what, in my opinion, someone needs to take over whatever the fuck his name is, Lucifer, Satan, Beelzebub, someone needs to take over his reign. So basically, I'll take his chair, he can take a fucking rest, and anybody coming in, I can just tell them to go to work and go do something else. You know, fuck it, whatever. Someone's got to do it. He's been doing it for fucking 2,000 plus years. I'm sure he's probably getting tired of it. Who the fuck knows? But in general, I think God is an illusion, and I think you're delusional to believe there's a guy upstairs watching over you, thinking every move you make is going to change your life. Because if that was so fucking true, there'd be no reason for mediums, no reason for fucking praying for the lottery ticket that you want to win, praying for the cancer to go away in your family, Africa as a whole in general. Long story short, if God was real, he's really shitty at taking care of humans. So I end that with that. Just give up on that belief. It does not work.
Whether or not I believe in God is actually a really hard question for myself to answer. I was born and raised Catholic. I'm raising both of my girls Catholic. Do I believe in a God, a superior power? Yes. Do I believe in the God that everyone worships? Not so much. Religion is something that I struggle with because I have the intelligence to know that it's probably not likely. However, you have that inner yearning for there to be something more and for things to be how you envision them and how they teach you in religion classes and things like that. So I'm not sure that I believe in God. I am a spiritual person. I do believe in a higher power, whether that be aliens or God or who knows. I think that there's something else out there. Maybe because I want there to be something else out there, and that's probably taking over my intellect and all of the other things I've learned throughout my life that prove otherwise. But I want to believe in those things.
I believe there's a God. I believe in a God. And my closest beliefs would probably be with like Baptist Christianity. But I can't really say truthfully that I believe in that religion 100%. Really, there's no religion that I know of that I believe 100%. I just think there's a God. I know there's got to be that one all-powerful being that made us. And whatever he is, I pray to that God. And I hope he hears my prayers and opens my eyes to what God really is. Maybe he is really, the God of the Bible. Maybe he's the God of another book. I don't know. And people on earth really don't know at all. There may be a few people that may know more than I do, but I don't believe somebody actually knows God. I don't really. It's hard to talk about God, I guess, because I do believe in God, but I don't think anybody will really know the true God until they die.
Yes and no. I believe that the common consensus of God is a little warped and self-serving. Self-serving, I mean, towards, the people that push it. But I do believe in the possibility. I don't know for sure. I think anybody who says they do is wrong in whatever fashion. But at the same time, who the hell am I?
Not necessarily, but I do believe in the thought or the idea of a God. It gives us something to look up to that's more powerful than us. Because they say God, does everything. Everything happens for a reason. And I really don't feel like if there was a God, he would have taken my mother the way he took her as a way to teach me something. He could have taught me in a different way.
Yes, indeed, I do believe in God. I really feel and know that my very existence and everything that I'm doing right now and how I live my life is because of my belief in God. I wouldn't be able to wake up doing what I'm doing right now, like look at the beautiful weather and everything around. That's all from our Creator, and I have a relationship with him, knowing how great and powerful he is and just how amazing, what he's done in my life. Just seeing a lot of things around me doesn't stop me from believing either. What he's done in my life hasn't changed me from how I used to be to where I'm at now. The hurts, the pains, all the things that I go through, they all had to happen for me to define my character of who I am, and I do believe that God had to let me go through a learning process of different seasons and stages for me to grow, to be where I'm at right now as a young adult. So I guess I do really strongly believe in God, and I really don't see how anybody can't really believe in God or don't believe in God. Like, it's just unethical to me, in my opinion.
Well, I can turn this into a religious bit. This is answering a question. Take it as you will.
What do you think of American society?
And what do I think about American society?
What do I think about our American society?
What do I think of American society?
What do I think of American society?
Of American society.
What do I think about American society?
What do I think of American society?
What do you think of American society?
Wow.
Your final question was, what do I think of American society?
American society.
American society.
What do I think of American society?
What do I think of American society?
What do I think of American society as a whole?
Oh God, this is where I'm gonna lose a lot of you guys because I'm gonna sound like a granola eating hippie. I love meat and I love guns. Just gonna say that.
What do you think of American society?
What do I think of American society?
American society? 3 words for you. Come and take it.
American society, what do I feel about that? I think it's fucked up. I think there are a few good people out there, but the majority of the masses are disillusioned by non-truths based upon what they learned from their family and schools. You know, in schools, we learn lies. And so your kids are learning lies, and they're spreading those lies, and they're living those lies as if they're the truth. And the truth is that people aren't free in this country. And instead of banning, you know, guns, we should be banning races. Instead of black, white, and brown, we should just be the human race. And also, not to be a hater, but I hate that American society worships the Kardashians. I respect their hustle, but at the end of the day, these people aren't doing anything to enhance our lives. In fact, they're playing on our weaknesses, kind of like Donald Trump. It's like that girl changed her whole face at 19. She was so cute to begin with. Now she looks like a cartoon. I don't know. American society's fucked up. I'm hoping to change that through comedy.
I just feel like we're going to continue to come together. And I love being an American. I love American society. I love it. I mean, the good and the bad. I love this land, and I can't call anywhere else home. I love America, and I love American society. We just all need to be one. We're all human. Just stay away from the racism, and we'll be okay. And I think in time, in a few more years from now, all that'll be over. You know what I'm saying? People will just respect each other for who they are as a human being and judge you by your character.
La société est une fleur carnivore.
I'm not even exactly sure what that means. There's 300 and some plus million of us, and there's a whole bunch of different societies and little pockets. Some of it's cool, most of it sucks. Most people suck, I don't know. As far as where we stand in the world, I don't know. Everybody sucks, so who cares? I'm not really like a patriotic person, but I'm really lucky and glad and happy that I was born here. As far as the whole like Americana, like apple pie cooling on a windowsill and wafting flags and baseball and all that stuff, I mean, I like it as far as like a Norman Rockwell kind of imagery thing. I think it's cool. The Super Bowl's playing in the background silently as I record this, so there's nothing more American than that. Yeah, it's cool.
There's a bunch of gluttonous, slobby morons out there. And we're probably gonna get nuked.
I think that it's something that's always in flux. I can't say it's entirely good or entirely bad, but it is ever shifting. And the fact that it can shift is a wonderful thing. But we're not going to ever have any sort of utopic world or anything. So I'd like to see change, but I don't expect it to be overnight.
America is a politically conscious society. This is why Donald Trump was elected as the President of the United States. The Americans know what is best for them.
We've become a bunch of pussies.
I think in all that years, meeting Americans, having contact to Americans, I think the Americans are a very open country. They have the wrong politic. They have the wrong foreign politic. They think they need the biggest military and have to spend 10 times more as any other country in defense. But it's all made up by the military machine. And military is saying you could cut your defense budget 80% down. You were still by far the strongest military nation in the world. So it's a lot of disillusional advertising what's going on in US. Also that ultra Christians in the South or whatever are like almost sects, like crazy people. Or the Scientologists in Hollywood, whatever. They're just like, there's a lot of bananas going around in American society. and a lot of wrong politics. And a lot of Americans totally vote against their interests. For example, the Republicans, all the candidates are always acting like, I'm coming from nowhere and I work my way up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm there for the blue-collar worker. But the Republicans, they actually make the politic, any single decision is only for the billionaires who pays them. So they cut the salaries, they cut the social welfare, they cut education, they cut everything besides military spending, and tax breaks for the rich. So whoever votes Republican who's not a multimillionaire is a completely retarded idiot. But that shows how propaganda works. It's not that the Democrats making something really better, but they make something better as the Republicans. But the point is a different one. The main point, what I think, is the individual American, they help you, they're very open, they're very good to foreigners also. It's a migration state, US. Everybody came in from somewhere else to America. And wherever I traveled, whatever film festival I went, the people were super friendly, have a good sense of humor, and especially in the South. I was in Texas, in San Antonio, in Austin, I was in Arizona, in Tucson, in wherever I was, the people were very, very nice, positive people. And living here in Wiesbaden, Mainz, where the biggest army base in Europe is, also the Americans are, the soldiers and so on, very friendly, very positive people. And it's so sad to see that they're getting used as tools a lot of times for the wrong politics.
The things that mean the most to me are family love, togetherness, true love, a sense of purpose, and inspiration. I think more people need to listen to the music of different generations and travel abroad to learn more. I myself, I love listening to jazz. Lee Ritenour is my favorite, and so is Miles Davis. Once in a while I'll listen to Led Zeppelin, for fun, and save up for emergencies.
I believe that American society is divided, but also we can't say it's binary, like it's good or bad. Actually both, like we know that there's conservatives and liberals, fiscally conservative and socially liberal. So I believe that most of the US are good, kind people. Some are homophobic and racist, but we can't judge society based on some stereotypes, because that's not everyone. But I think that they like everything big could be good and bad. But yeah, I also think it's one of a kind. You don't find that in Europe or in Asia. It's pretty special.
I think that the beauty of the idea of America is that we can constantly change, and that we have let a lot of different cultures come together and sort of create this mixture. I think what's standing in the way of American society being what everybody wants it to be is all the money that really controls most of the policy. You're supposed to, the way you can tell if a democracy is effective is if what happens is what's actually the will of the people. I think currently right now the will of the people doesn't match policy, and I don't know maybe if it ever did or if it ever can, but if it does, if we do end up with a true democracy at some point, that would be fantastic. I just don't think we have one now. It's been co-opted by the corporate world.
I think that everything America stands for, it's awesome. The world, including my country, has a lot to learn from America and a lot to catch up with. There's so much that they haven't catch up with. America has the biggest economy in the world. I can't describe it. I've never had the pleasure of coming to America, but just from the people I speak to and the friends I have over there, I've always wanted, if I had my own way, I'd be an American citizen. I have an American flag that stands up in my lounge. I pledge allegiance to it every day. Maybe daft being British, but just everything that America is. Here we have the national anthem, God Save the Queen. But in America, it's Star Spangled Banner, and you're singing to the flag that is America and represents everything America stands for. You're not singing to a person, you're not singing to one of the great presidents, you're singing about the nation, the country, and everybody being one. So that's what I think of the American society. It's awesome.
It's pretty simple. It's fucked. It's really fucked. But in that same sense, it's actually really beautiful. We're in this like really weird time right now. However, you know, the fact that we have such diversity in our country, you know, people of all different backgrounds, all different shapes and sizes and colors and, you know, sexuality and everything. It's a really beautiful thing that we have all these different varieties. But I think the reason why it's fucked is because we all are so set in our own ways that we can't appreciate and understand the differences of people and love the people for who they are and not what they believe or the color of their skin or their sexuality. Like, none of that should matter. We're all people. We should all be here for each other. And I feel that as a society, especially right now, we're being segregated still. Our parents, our teachers, the media is all teaching us to separate, when in reality, we all need to come together and we need to be there to support each other and love each other. It's really that simple.
American society, I love America. It gives you opportunities to do things in life. You have so many choices. You can go to college, you can work a regular job, you can work a part-time job, you can become anything you want, as long as you put your trust in God. And most of all, America is a home of the free.
And the sixth question is, what do you think of American society? Well, I think that the people are fucked, really.
Overall, the American society is very selfish. We only think about ourselves and we always put ourselves first. We need to be thinking of others and giving, and there's so many chances for charity work, and there's so many people in this world, not even just America, that need our help, and we aren't doing everything that we can. But even on a day-to-day basis, opening a door for someone, it doesn't matter if they're a woman or a man. If I walk into a store and someone's coming out, if it's a man, I will open it for them. I'm not going to wait for that guy to open it for me. I'm going to be the person that opens it for them, because everyone needs that. A smile, a hello, a phone call, whatever it may be, just putting someone else before ourselves. And I think the American society forgets that.
I think part of American society is great. Part of it isn't. Good part of it isn't. We live in the best possible place to live in all the world, but I mean, it's getting very, very strange. There's so many politics beyond everything. Everything is either A, racist, or just B, and fucking insane. Everything is wild now. I just couldn't imagine raising children nowadays. I mean, to have to explain half this shit to them. I read something the other day to where a woman was saying babies need to be asked if their diaper can be changed. I mean, we used to lock people like this up in the fucking funny farm. I mean, how do we get to this point to where these people can walk around and just say this silly stuff? I mean, it doesn't even make any sense anymore. Every day there is something more and more wild. Like, this is stuff like you wouldn't even write this stuff in movies because nobody would believe it. But it's real life. To where, really, I'm happy if I could go to sleep right now and wake up and one of my multiple vehicles starts for me to go to where I gotta go tomorrow, I'm good. But I mean, people just bitch and moan about everything. My parents have had a second house out in the woods in Garrett County, Maryland since the early 90s. There's nothing around. You go there, my dad goes hunting, I go there riding my bikes and snowmobiles and shit like that. And it's just solitude. None of this outside madness matters up there because it's all just madness. Everything is crazy now. I read a lot of all the different sides of the news articles, and it's just each one has their own take, and my God, the people on the internet are just, I mean, there's no way to describe them. They believe everything.
You know, one thing I do wish is that, you know, people in the arts or the arts period, you know, was more normal and accepted instead of, you know, taboo. Anything outside of a regular job, clocking in and clocking out, you know, in a cubicle all day, you know, that's considered normal. So people like me, when I say, you know, I'm a production assistant, I want to be an actress, I'm, you know, songwriter, filmmaker, you know, all that type of, you know, all those careers, you know, it's almost like taboo in this society. And I get it, you know, people want security, they want guaranteed money, guaranteed paychecks. I just wish that in American society that it was more appreciated when people have, you know, visions in the arts and different type of passions to pursue their own destinies.
It's still being debated whether I should have the right to use a public restroom. And in this country, that should be a no-brainer, but we're still struggling with the concept. There's always going to be obstacles and stumbles before we succeed at anything. But they just legalized same-sex marriage a few years ago.
It's full of a bunch of butthurt crybabies that if you don't believe in what they believe or agree with what they agree with, you're the bad guy. That's all there is to it. It's what American society has become. And it's all thanks to social media and the news. American society has become a great big joke.
I don't really like how American society is right now, currently. I believe we're in a very soft generation where everybody is very timid and everybody's feelings are hurt about a lot of things. I do believe we should have less bullies and people should be nicer, but I don't believe that everybody's just going to be super happy. Like, that's impossible. You're going to have assholes, and you need assholes to live because there's assholes in society. You know, you can't avoid it. You don't want to be 30 when you meet your first asshole because you didn't meet him as a kid and you just don't know how to react. You can't get rid of all evil people. You need evil to find good.
The American society is shitty. It's probably the worst it's ever been. I feel like we're just all mind controlled and brainwashed and money hungry motherfuckers.
We're just a bunch of consumerists. I mean, that's all we do. I mean, I work my ass off, and then my kids go to school and come back, and they need like brand new apparel, clothes, shoes, the next video game coming out. People are more worried about the next iPhone coming out than they are the homeless guy they have to walk past to get it. They'll stand in a line next to a homeless shelter to pick up a brand new phone that they really can't afford. Most of America's society can't afford the things they own. It's begging Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. Their credit cards are in debt. They're barely paying their premium just so they can have that nice house and that nice car. And I'm sure there's people out there that make money hand over fist, and they don't have to stress about that stuff. But as a society, we're too into what the media has to say. You look every day. There's horrible things going on, and mass media decides that this is what we're going to hold on to today and focus on this and shove it through your Facebook feed and your Fox News network, your local stations. They're going to throw that through, so that's what you're thriving on while you're not looking at what's going on over here. I mean, cops are killing people every day, and then they flip the shit when a couple of cops died. I mean, I'm not justifying homicide or any kind of thing like that, but I'm saying that as a whole, this country, society in this country is just, it's more worried about what's coming out next, what's on the television, the next episode that's coming out. It needs to be more focused on that guy in the corner that is trying his damnedest, but still scraping by. Or the guy like me who works 40 hours and does what he can, and is still struggling. America as a society is broken. I don't even know if it can be fixed.
I think American society is disillusioned by all ego. I think all of the influencers that are out there now, like the Kardashians or Donald Trump, these people are playing on our insecurities and our fears, and it's becoming where we're less of a loving culture who cares about humanity, and more about how many followers do you have? Oh my God, like, did you see what she was wearing? It's like, dude, that's not real. We are not our bodies, we are not our faces. When we die, this doesn't come with us. And as we get older, and here's where the problem lies, as we get older, our looks start fading. Shit, my tits went from my chin to my knees in like 10 years. You've got to be okay with more than just looks. And I think American society is super focused on the exterior, that we don't take enough time to work on the interior. And once we do that, once we work on the interior, the exterior doesn't even really matter that much. I mean, you always want to look your best, but Jesus Christ, like, I don't want to be a Kardashian. I don't get Botox. I don't have things done, mostly because I can't afford it, but also because, I love myself and feel beautiful as a spirit, and I think that light translates. So I may not be the hottest, but I sure am funny, and I do love people and life, and I hope to be able to inspire women to empower each other.
Some of us are waking up to the stuff that's not right, and I feel like some of us are just being ignorant to the stuff that's not right, and I feel like some of us don't even see it. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that people don't want to think about, don't want to talk about, and we're at a turning point. I feel like something big's about to happen, and some of us are going to be ready for it, and some of us are not going to be ready for it.
American society, as it stands today, is absolutely terrifying. Not just the stuff that CNN likes to show you and scare you with on the news, but also, besides our country's biggest problems of the national debt and racism, our next biggest problems are heart disease and diabetes. So I think we could all stand to just do a little better, not just for ourselves, but for others as well, and for this planet.
America is awesome. Americans are fucking stupid.
America as a whole is just a mixture of good, bad, smart, stupid. You've got the opposite of everything in America. I could go on for an hour about how bad the people in America are, and then I could go on for an hour about how good the people in America are. It just depends on which individuals you're talking about. But I think we have, compared to other countries, I think we're doing better than most, but we're actually getting worse ourselves. And it's mainly because the media is playing us into hating each other. I mean, they are. Like, you just have to be blind not to see that. It doesn't matter if you're a Trump supporter or a Obama supporter, Hillary supporter, whatever. There is some kind of media out there feeding you lies, turning you against the other one. And then you got the media turning illegals or immigrants against each other and against us for no reason. You got the blacks and the whites. They've always been played out against each other, and actually it seems like it's gotten worse for the past few years at least. And you know who blamed that? You know who's blamed that? The media.
American society's kind of fucked up. I don't know, there's beauty and ugliness everywhere. Not just in America, the United States. It's everything from people going out of their way to really lift another human being up, another fellow American citizen up, to people who go out of their way to just completely wreck people's fucking lives, and and everything in between.
I think we're spoiled, we're greedy, we lack discipline. We do some cool things, don't get me wrong, but I think when it comes to the society, we're in the wrong places, you know. Like, for example, society tells you go to school and blah, 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 when 95% of the people never use that degree and instead owe debt for the rest of their lives.
To be honest with you, I think it's a bunch of crap. Because our American society that tells us how we're supposed to live or what the expectations that we're supposed to go by, who says that we have to go by these things?
I think it's decayed from what it used to be. I mean, you can drive up and down any block and see third world conditions to first world conditions. There's a lot of broke people. There's very few jobs. I mean, that's just one aspect of it. Everything is not what it was. Almost everything that made this country great is dead.
I'm not sure there's a video that could be long enough that could capture what I think of American society. I will be brief but thorough. I think that American society has become a little bit lazy, a lot of it entitled. I see entitlement in myself and I hate it. I hate that I think I deserve something just because I think that I deserve it. I think that a lot of people in my generation were always told you can be whatever you want to be. So now that we're trying to be whatever we want to be and it's not working out so hot, we're just left with questioning why. Why is this not happening? I think American society needs a lot of work. Probably need to have some, I don't know, maybe some like group exercises. Like I don't know, maybe we needed to just all get together and hash things out and, you know, unify.
I think it's becoming very, very scary for the next generations. It makes me scared as a mother to picture my kids in the future with how the world is now. I feel like it's only going to get worse. We need more kindness in the world and less hate.
American society as a whole is not very good. The last decent generation is probably about to die off. My generation in the 30s, they're okay, but some of them are pretty fucked up. And our kids, they're doomed. There's nothing that they can't recover from the shit that we're putting America in. So they're just fucked.
American society needs a little work. You know, our political system is pretty corrupt. And especially with this upcoming election, you know, Hillary or Trump, there's really not a choice. And yeah, it needs a lot of work, but it's better than some places.
Well, I think there's no morals or self-worth. I think there's no loyalty. I think that everyone's preaching and blaming and judging and pretending to be something they're not and pointing fingers, self-worth, unaccountability, like a lack of intimacy and sincerity. I think there's a lack of decency and compassion, complete self-servitude. People are spoiled and lazy, ignorant. I mean, I could go on and on with this list of today's society, unfortunately, and it scares the hell out of me.
American society is greatly divided.
We are selfish, and I think we are inevitably headed towards our own demise because we don't care enough about the environment or ourselves to invest.
It's like any other type of society, except we have the benefit that we're in a first world country, but it's not different, you know. There's good people. Well, nobody's all good or all bad, you know.
Americans tend to be obsessed with appearances. And I mean that on an individual scale. A lot of people in American society will spend more money trying to appear wealthier than they are. We have so much stress on work and money and looks. We really do. When you meet someone for the first time, one of the first things you ask is, what do you do for a living? And we just have this obsession with the way we're appearing and appearing successful to each other and to the world. America really needs to boast that we are the best nation in the world, like it matters. And then it feels like there's this lack of self-reflection. I feel like we as a society have it taken so long to start realizing our own flaws. And people in power are just now starting to be held accountable for their wrongs.
Just like the Roman Empire, I mean, nothing lasts forever. And the way things are going right now, it's very scary. I feel like if we just kind of, it's going to be interesting how things turn out in the next couple of decades. But I honestly don't see America, or as an American society, I don't see our reign, our regime lasting much longer, or at least as powerful as it is right now. And we've been on a steady decline for a long time. As long as I've been alive, we've been spiraling.
American society today has went down so much away from moral family values, away from being a place where you can come and start over. There's so much wrong with America today, but there's a lot that you can do to fix it, but we just don't have the political will to, though we have the mindset to.
When they say your mind is a terrible thing to waste, it really is. It's not just a saying. They manipulate our mind with music, with food, with just everything. Everything in society is controlled. The only way that you can break the cycle and be free is if you stop thinking like society, if you stop judging like society, if you begin to accept yourself for who you are.
American society, we're pompous assholes. We're pieces of shit. We're biased. We jump on fences, and we pick sides. And we get bamboozled like a motherfucker, and it's ridiculous. We eat shit and smile, and we love to fucking hate. And it's all bullshit. They're just trying to conquer and divide us like they've been doing, and they're going to continue to fucking do. And then they'll wave their false flags to be like, yeah, oh shit, they're starting to get woke? No.
So you tell me, what do you think about the American society?
Can you describe that last question in a noise? Nailed it.
This land was your land, and this land was my land. From California to Ellis Island, from the redwood forests to the filthy Gulf waters. This land ain't what it used to be. Quando iba cambiando, y un anuncio, see it, no trespass. But on the other side, didn't say nothing. Oh, this land was made for you and me. This land was your land. This land was my land. From California to Ellis Island. From the redwood forest to the filthy Gulf waters. Now that this land ain't what it used to be. Enjoy the show.